Is in die water. You must be thinking that coffee would have been much better off getting made from water boiled on the fire, and I would normally agree with you. So why did I drag an electric kettle out here? And well, quite frankly, because I can. And that's actually the point of this video. About a year ago I made a video showing how my load shedding solution was just stopping the generator at home, get in the Jeep, go out and do something else. But that was fine for a year ago, since load shedding was sporadic, some heavy, some light load shedding, and most of us could cope with that. But since then, for the last 6-7 months, it's been a completely different kettle of fish. Stage 6 load shedding, for most of the time we had a bit of a break, May, June, but it started up again, and I simply had to do something to get productive again. I mean, I don't even have to tell you. If you get at home 6 o'clock and the load shedding has started, you have to wait until 8 o'clock before you can start cooking, cleaning up, doing anything. If the load shedding started at 8 o'clock, then you would have to prepare your food before then, because you had no power to do it later. And that loss of productivity meant for me making almost no videos from January till now. But that's where this comes in. I started working on some DIY projects. I bought some load cells, inverters and stuff, and I had some UPSs run things, but neither of those did exactly what I needed them to do. And I started researching mobile power supplies, and then while looking at the Ecoflow products, Ecoflow told me they probably have a solution for me and they would help me out, because they would send me one and have me test it and show it in a video. So I had one little problem with that. I told them right up front, I'm not into doing commercial stuff, and I would not want to say anything on a video that wasn't what I wanted to say. So they said fine, we came to an agreement. I can say what I want to say about it. I'll show and do my video the way I want to do it. No script, nothing. And I think I can make a video that would give you the best value for watching this video, about how you can use something like that to solve your load shedding blues. Regain your ability to do things that you want to do the way you want to do it. So let me just finish my coffee, and I'll show you that this can do so much more than just boil a kettle of water. Right, I want to show you what this can do. But when I say I want to show you what it can do, I'm not really talking about the normal plug stuff into charge stuff like this. That's not what I'm talking about. Let's do more. You might have noticed in the screen there on the side some things going on. That is the Ecoflow app. This tells you exactly, it connects to the Ecoflow either via Bluetooth or via Wi-Fi, so you can operate remotely. I've managed to switch stuff on and off from my office, and I noticed power going low. I just switched off all charging, and then I can switch it on again. So the app allows you to control this thing and to see what's happening and to manage it fully. Right, so as you can see, this is charging up everything that I need charged up now. And the rapid movement of the LEDs is showing that it's fast charging this on a USB-C charger. And that's drawing 27 watts, as you can see there, and 16 watts for the remote and the camera battery. So you can see exactly how much power it takes. Also important, time remaining at the top. If we continue like this, we can run like this for 12 hours. It's calculating exactly how much power we have, and that's very, very handy. Because as you plug stuff in, you can see immediately what it draws and how long you can run that for. But let's get into the bigger stuff. Let me just clear this away a little bit. Right, so I've watched many a video about power supplies on YouTube, and all of them show you how to charge stuff like this from it. But this is the Ecoflow Delta 2. And the Ecoflow Delta 2 specifications say it can give you 1.8 kilowatt, and it has a 1 kilowatt hour total capacity in it. 1 kilowatt hour means you can pull 1 kilowatt for 1 hour. So to show that, you need to do it a little bit differently. So I've set up this. I've tried to show this, film this during load shedding. I was not successful because the lighting was too poor to have good footage and show you what's exactly going on. But I think we can manage to do it like this. We're going to simulate the load shedding. And the way we do that is by throwing the changeover switch. So I switched off the house, isolated it from the grid with the changeover switch. And what I'm going to do now is I'm now going to run the house from this device. I'm going to do it by switching on the AC with the remote. Watch the wattage output, 400 watt, 425 watt. And we'll just give it a moment to stabilize. So this is now basically drawing in the house all the lights. This refrigerator, the big refrigerator inside the kitchen, and everything that I've got plugged in here. There it's stabilized. So everything that needed to start up has started up now. We're currently drawing 150 watts, 122 watts from the house outlets, the lights, everything, and 40 watts approximately from charging all of this in the laptop. So this basically means I don't have to plug in stuff on the device. I can have it running in the house wherever I need to have it running and not have cables everywhere. Right, while editing the video I realized I had to just stop the video there and explain something. This is the changeover switch that isolates the house from the mains, from the grid, and then connects it to the cable that's connected to the Delta 2. Don't do this yourself. I did 3 years of electricity in technical school. I went to study electrical engineering after school. That doesn't matter. I had an electrician install this for me. Don't DIY it. Don't do a male-to-male extension cord. Don't do it. This didn't cost much. This was less than 1,000 rands installed. Do it the right way. Okay, let's get back to the video. Alright, so let me show you what else we can do. You can see in the screen there, we are drawing 337 watts. Switch off this light, it drops down to 300 watts. So this light in the sitting room is running about 35 watts. The kitchen got two big tubes in it, not fluorescent, those are LED, 350 watt. I switch it off, 310 watts. So we're drawing about 40 watts with this light. Now let's push it even further. They say the Ecoflow Delta 2 can handle 1.8 kilowatt. Let's test that. So let's reduce it a little bit. I'm going to switch off the USB charging there. 300 watt plus 1.5 kilowatt. That will give us 1.8 kilowatt. There's a cup of water inside. Let's start it. See what happens. 1.8 kilowatt. 1.81. Now the Delta 2 can handle a surge of up to 2.7 kilowatts. I've tested it. When you go above the 1.8 kilowatt, it will give you a short time to cover surge of starting of stuff, and then it'll just cut out and stop supplying power. And you have to reset it. 1.82 kilowatt. It handled that perfectly. So let's just switch on the USB charging. What this is also telling us is at 78%. We used quite a bit of it at the river, boiling the water. But we'll see. We'll let it run for a while and go through the whole cycle and let you see what it does. So this is the changeover switch where I isolate the house from the grid and put it on the generator, and that's what I now use. Instead of the generator, I now use the Delta 2 to run the house. What we're going to do now is we're going to have this running the house for 2 hours. You can see there on the top of the screen, it's now 10:28. We've been going for about half an hour. So we're going to simulate the load shedding up to 12 o'clock. See where the power goes down to, and we'll just jump to that, and then I'll show you the recharging, because that is specifically, you have a lot of different companies making power supplies nowadays, but that's specifically the strong point of the Ecoflow, is the recharging. So it's 12 o'clock. We've been running this for just about 2 hours, plus the stint by the river where we boiled water and drew a lot of energy. We're at 30%, and it's got another 47 minutes left. But we're going to stop this now, and we're going to do the charging, just because otherwise I'm going to forget about this project before the end. So let's leave this running. I'm going to quickly change over power from this to mains. Let's just switch this off. So let's get this out of there, and let's charge this up again. Let's see what happens. Going back over to input. And the charge rate is 1.2 kilowatt. So you've got 1 kilowatt capacity. It's charging at 1.2 kilowatt. That means that you will get it full in less than an hour. Now all batteries near the, especially the lithium type batteries, near the end of the charge curve, it needs to start balancing out cells and slow down the charging. But the spec says it will go from 0 to 85% in 50 minutes. And I've tested this a couple of times, and that's basically what happens. You can calculate 1.2 kilowatt for 1 kilowatt, that will give you less than an hour. That comes in very handy when you have, like we've had in the past week, 2 hour stints of load shedding. Then you have power for 2 hours, and then you have another load shedding stage. And you need to get up back to full charge very quickly. That is one of the strong points of the Ecoflow Delta 2 versus the other brands that I've looked at. None of them can do the fast charging that the Ecoflow can do. The other thing here is you've also got the option to charge this from a car. Just plugs into the car, and you can charge it, and you can also plug in solar here. You'll see on the screen on the app you have two options there, solar and AC. So you can actually just plug solar in directly. You don't need other controllers and things. And then let me just remove this. All of this is full except for the GoPro battery, but that's a problem with the GoPro battery. This is full. This needs to run a little bit more, but we can have that run. Now what I want to show you here is you also have here a plug where you can connect spare batteries that you can get with this. So you can up the capacity to 2 kilowatt hours, and if you go for the Delta Max, which is this one's bigger brother, if you go for that one's battery, you can take it up to 3 kilowatt hours. So you can expand on your capacity on this as you like. Just plug it straight in there. So let's let this run for, I hope I remember to check on it because it goes so fast. But let's see, it's now 12:04, it's at 37%. Let's see what it looks like in about 47 minutes. It says it will be full. As I feared, I missed the moment when it was fully charged. I just completely forgot about it. Luckily, I had it on the screen recording, so I can show you here that after only 35 minutes it was up to 90% charged, and the charging rate started dropping down to 600 watts. So this is very fast recharging, which is a good thing. As I see, in just 1 hour we have load shedding again. I hope I've been able to help you understand better what this kind of thing can do for you. We'll see you on the next one. Cheers.